Hello friends, welcome back to RMK Resolutions. In this video, we are going to talk on an very important topic for the SYBSc Zoology students. This particular topic is from the subjects Animal Diversity 4, and name of the topic in front of you. That is, we are going to discuss about the birds migrations. So this birds migration, this is a very common phenomenon that is observed in the class aves, and this is a very interesting topic, we can say, for the many ornithologists, those who are going to study the birds. These scientists are known as the ornithologist. So this is a very we can say that this is a mystery like things. Okay, so how birds are migrating? Now many things are known, but still some facts which are still unknown. How these particular birds are migrate. So in this video, we are going to discuss the birds migrations with respect to the definition, then types of the birds migrations, then causes and guiding mechanisms. So all these points we are going to discuss in this particular video. So as I told you, this particular video is for the SYBSc students, those who are affiliated to the Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. So before going to this video, it's my request, those who are new to the channel, please subscribe RMK Resolutions. So in the earlier video, we have discussed about the class aves, their general characteristics we have discussed. So please do watch that video also. So that's why it is easy to you people to clear the concept of migration. Now try to understand the definition of migration. This migration, it is a two-way journey. Migration means it is the two-way journey. This is not the one-way journey. That birds is migrating means that is moving from one area to the another. Let's say, for example, this particular birds, they are traveling from A to B, that is from place A to place B, and again the same bird, they are traveling from B to A. This process is known as birds migration. So this is the definition, we can say, of the migration. So in this video we are going to discuss the definitions, then types, as I have told you already. Then we also discuss the guiding mechanisms, that is the navigations. We use the navigation application in our mobile, Android mobile, if we have to go to some location, unknown location. So our mobile guides us. But when birds are migrating, birds are traveling, then what kind of navigation they are going to use? This is the mystery, we can say. So this is not a complete mystery. Many things now we know that. So this we are going to discuss. So birds, they having ability to migrate. This is the important thing. So sometime these particular birds, they travel up to the thousands or 2000 kilometers. Sometimes some birds, they travel up to the 500 to 900 miles. So this is a very long journey, my dear friends. So how these birds, they travel in such a long journey, how much time they needed, this we are going to discuss in this particular video. So on your screen you can see there are some bunch of the birds, they are travel, and they travel in a specific fashion also. See, all the birds, they are not going together. Some birds, they are ahead, some birds, they are behind. So this is again a pattern that is followed by the some birds. So we'll discuss that in a later part of the video. So as I told you, I told you the definition of the migrations. So this is the word migration, that is coming from the Latin word that migra, means going from one place to the another place. From the Latin word, this particular word migration was derived. So many birds, they having inherent quality. The migration is in their DNA to move from one place to the another, and they are moving to obtain the advantage of the favorable condition. So one of the most important thing why birds are traveling, to get the advantage of their destination place. So advantages in the form of food, advantages in the form of their reproduction, and many other reasons are there for their traveling. And one of the most important thing, that some birds, they having inherent quality, that is migration is in their DNA, imprinting we can say. So DNA having that information, that is we need to migrate. So birds, in birds, as I told you already, the migration means it is a two-way journey, that is the onward journey from the home to new place, and back journey from new place to the home. So this is simply known as birds migration. So as I told you, this is a movement occur during the particular period of the year. This movement takes place, or migration takes place, in a particular period of the year, and birds, they usually follow the same route. For example, birds are traveling from point A to point B, from point B to point C, from point C to D. So birds, they start their journey from point A and they end their journey at point B. So the return journey is again, they follow the same route. So this is a very interesting phenomenon that is takes place in the bird. So they follow the same route, and there is sort of internal biological clock which regulate the phenomenon. So internally, as I told you, in a DNA that information was printing, so that phenomenon is known as a DNA imprinting. So biologically, internal biological clock is also there, and that clock is also responsible for the regulation of this migration phenomenon. So actually the clock is as such, the clock is not actually the fitting, but the environmental conditions, they induce that clock. And what is meant by the clock? The, we can say, the endocrine system, some hormonal systems are there. That hormonal system, we can say, is the internal biological clock. So when some external conditions are changing, for example, winter is coming, or some summer is coming, or rainy season is coming, so during that time such kind of hormones are activated in the body of the birds, and they start their migration to the particular destination. So definition we have already discussed, but according to the Thomas in 1926, the birds may be described, the migration may be described as a change of habitat periodically recurring and altering in direction, which tends to secure the optimal environmental conditions all the time. So birds, they migrate to achieve the optimal environmental conditions. Optimal conditions means what? Those conditions which are suitable for their survival, conditions are suitable for the reproduction. So during that time birds start migrating. So as I told you, the birds, birds migration is one or more or less regular. It is an very extensive movements between the breeding regions and their wintering regions. So breeding is an again important factor. For the breeding purposes, most of the birds, they migrate from one position or one location to the another location. So up till now we have discussed the types of the we have discussed the definition. Now we are going to discuss the types of the migration. So all the birds, they do not migrate. Remember, all the birds, they do not migrate. Only few birds they migrate, and that birds are known as the migratory birds. But all the species, they subject to the periodical movement of the varying extent. So the birds which live in the northern part of the hemisphere have the greatest migratory power. This is a very important point. Birds which are located in the northern part of the hemisphere, that is, birds, they are found on the northern pole, they having a greatest migratory power. So migration here, these are the few types of the migration, that is the latitudinal migration, longitudinal migration, altitudinal, or it is also known as the vertical migrations, partial migrations, total migrations, vagrant or irregular migrations, seasonal migration, diurnal migrations, and then nocturnal migration. So these are the several types of the birds migration. We are going to discuss these particular types one by one. So first we will discuss the latitudinal migration. So latitudinal migration, it is usually means that movement of the birds from north hemisphere to the south hemisphere and vice versa. This process is known as, or this phenomenon is known as, the latitudinal migration. See, birds are traveling from north pole to the south pole, or from south pole to the north pole. This is a two-way journey, and this phenomenon is known as the latitudinal migration. So most of the birds, they live in the land masses of the northern temperature and subarctic zones, where they facilitate for the nesting, feeding during the summer. So during these conditions, they start moving. So they move towards the south during the winter. When summer season start in the north region, so during that time they start their journey towards the south during the winter season. So an opposite but lesser movement also occurs in the southern hemisphere when the season is changed. So this is the vice versa process. Birds are traveling from north to south, or from south to north also. So the best example we can say, the cuckoo, they breed in India and they spend the summer at Southeast Africa, and thus they cover a distance of 7,250 kilometers. So the very long distance which is covered by this bird. So they are having a tremendous adaptations takes place in the body. So some tropical birds, they migrate during the rainy season to outer tropic to breed and return to the central tropic in the dry season. So when seasons are changing, when surrounding environments are changing, during that time birds, they are traveling or they are migrating. So many birds, they make considerable migrations. Here we can take some another examples, that Puffinus, this is the great shearwater, this is the name of the birds. They breed on a small islands, and they migrate as far as the Greenland in May, and again they return after the few months. So you can see this particular bird, this is the Puffinus. This is the Puffinus birds. They cover a distance of 1300, that is 1300 kilometer. So observe these particular birds. These birds, just observe, here there is no concern. This is the beak of the birds, this is the wings of the birds, forelimbs are modified into the wings, and this one is the we can say the sorry, this is the ventral portion which is concave, and upper portion is the convex. So air pressure is high over here, and the above dorsal air pressure is low, so that's why they are able to fly. Then another example we can say, this particular penguins, this is the flightless birds. So this is the, it is not necessary that all flying birds they having ability to migrate. Some flightless birds they also migrate. For example, penguins they migrate by swimming and cover a considerable distance of few hundred miles. So you can see on your screen some penguins, they jump into the water, they travel to some distance. Sometimes they travel up to the 100 miles also. This is a very long journey for the flightless bird, 100 miles. Then you can see on your screen I have in this video I am specially focused on the pictures of the bird, so it is easy to understand. On your screen there is a Sterna paradisea. This is the Arctic tern. This Arctic terns, this is the name of the bird, Arctic terns. They breed in the northern temperate regions and they migrate to the Antarctica zone along the Atlantic. So very long distance, very long journey covered by this Arctic tern. So that's why their body is fully adapted, because when these birds they travel such a long distance, sometime 1000, 2000, sometimes 7000 kilometers, so their body is fully adapted for the flying purposes. Their endoskeleton, we have discussed this in a previous video, that is a flight adaptation of the birds. There is a morphological adaptation, there is an anatomical adaptation. So please watch that video, previous video of class A also. So this is the Arctic tern. They follow the latitudinal migration. We are in a discussion of latitudinal migration, where the birds are travel from north hemisphere to the south hemisphere and vice versa. Again, this particular bird, this is a very beautiful picture. It is observed that this Sterna, this is the name of the bird, Sterna, they cover a distance of 22,500 kilometers during the migration. See my dear friends, these birds they travel up to the 23,000 kilometers. So this is an that's why I am saying that this migration is one kind of mystery. How these particular birds they travel such a long distance? They travel from, sometimes they travel from one country to the another country. So this is a very we can say the interesting phenomenon of the nature, and we can say that this is the magic of the nature. Wow, this is Arctic terns. This particular image we have already seen. So now we have discussed the first type, that is the latitudinal migration. Now the second type is the longitudinal migration. So longitudinal migration occurs when the birds are migrating from east to west, from east direction to the west direction, and vice versa. That type of migration is known as the latitudinal migration. So on your screen you can find, this is a very beautiful image of the picture. That is a starling vulgaris. The starling vulgaris, they are just a second. This particular bird, it is resident of the East Europe, and West Asia, and they are migrating towards the Atlantic coast. So they follow the longitudinal migration, that is they travel from east to west or sometime from west to east and vice versa. So this particular bird, which is a very beautiful bird, we can say. So birds, they are the most beautiful creation of the nature, we can say. Then this is the another pictures which shows the California gulls. So they are resident and breed in the Uthal, and they migrate westward to winter in a Pacific coast. So these are the some birds, they are going to follow the longitudinal migrations. All these birds, they follow the longitudinal migration, that is from east to west and from west to east. So the third type of the bird migration is then altitudinal migration. Again, this is a very interesting and very important type of the migration, where birds, they migrate in a mountainous region, that is from sea level towards the mountain and vice versa. Such type of migration is known as the altitudinal migration. Sometimes it is also known as the vertical migrations. So many birds, they inhabiting or they are found in the mountain regions, they follow such kind of migration. That is, they travel from mountain peak and migrate to the lowland during the winter. That is, from mountain to the land they travel during the winter season. Again, this is an you must remember this name also, golden plover. So golden plover, they also travel, they start the journey from Arctic tundra and they goes to the plain of the Argentina. So they covering up to the 11,250 kilometer distance. So altitudinal migrations is done by this bird. So birds, they migrate either in a flocks or in a pairs. So again, this particular bird, swallows and storks, this they migrate up to the near about 10,000 kilometers from northern Europe to the South Africa. Again, this particular bird, it is a roof bird. They can travel at the Siberia, and they travel to the Great Britain, Africa, India, and they cover up to the 10,000 distance. 10,000 kilometer is the very long distance covered by these birds. Okay, so this is about the some types. Another types, next type we are going to discuss in a next video. So please like this video, share this video, and subscribe my channel RMK Resolutions, and hit the bell icon for more update. Thank you. Bye bye.